Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Rob. Now I'm going to do another probably 4 videos. In the next 4 videos, I'm going to be going through my handwritten notes from seminars, from training that I've undertaken, from learning resources that were digital downloads to DVDs. It's a part of the blue folder that I showed in previous videos. And I'm just filtering through some of these notes because there is a lot of information that I'm sitting on that I discovered in my apprenticeship days that are still relevant to this day. And I thought, well, while I'm going through the process of sorting out the information that I'm sitting on, as far as the information I'm going to use for digital online training and information I'm happy to share free of charge. Well, I could charge, but I'm happy to offer that up, so to speak, because it's not going to conflict with my training programs that I'll be releasing throughout 2024 and thereof. So I've got this, all these handwritten notes, and it's just some handwritten notes from a seminar that I attended. So it's not really like a structured sort of thing, but it was things that I thought were appealing to me, something that I felt as though that I was actually getting some value out of. So I just want to share some notes from one particular seminar that I attended. And I'm not going to really follow a particular structure. I'm just going to basically recite the notes that I took at this particular seminar. So in no particular order, we're just going to cover some of the handwritten notes, which are bullet points, and some of the bullet points are paragraphs, or it's a little bit of how-to information. So do bear with me. It's very general and very broad advertising and marketing. And if some of it sounds like I've said it in previous videos, if you've watched a handful already, it's because it's sort of a lot of the seminars that I went to, sort of the information kind of crossed over with each other. So if it sounds like something you've heard me say before, I'm not just repeating it. It's literally the note I took from that particular seminar or from that learning resource. So here we go. One of the things you should be focusing your mind on when you are in business is to make sure you are solving problems. You are not selling a product or service. You're in the business of solving a problem. People often speak about niche markets. Niche markets are great if you have a niche product or service. However, you are limiting yourself by focusing on a niche. Niches do have their place in the scheme of things. The only thing I'm going to say about niche markets or niche product and services is it better be a high ticket thing. If it's a low ticket thing, I'd probably give it a miss. You want to make it mid to high ticket in order to really make it your worthwhile, because the best type of markets to be involved in, or the best type of industries, are very broad-based industries where there's a wide range, there's more people with money, but more importantly, people who are hungry for a particular product or service and they have the money for it. Here's something you don't know about websites. What is a website really? And what I'm about to share with you, you'll say, oh, that's bullshit because websites are used for everything. Websites are nothing more than information. Here is what I mean. There are some products and services that are sold where people with the intention go to the internet to buy that particular product or service. But websites, for the better part, are information-based websites that solve problems that people have within the market or the industry that you are involved in. People just don't wake up and go, geez, I wonder what people servicing automatic gearboxes are up to today. Or gee, I wonder what the local butcher is up to today. People go to the internet primarily to solve a problem they have, or they go to the internet primarily, or I should say secondarily, to find out information. So if you have some valuable information about a product or service you have on your website, you can use that and throw that out as your bait. And then if they grab hold of that bait and they want to find out more information, then you can keep drip feeding them. So a website is nothing more than information that solves a problem that someone has. The only thing you should be concerned about when you are selling a product or service is you're not selling that product or service. You're selling the benefit, what it is and what it does. One of the things that is critical for you to ask of yourself is, what is your USP? Now, there are variations to this acronym, which the acronym is Unique Selling Proposition, Unique Sales Position, but it's how are you positioning yourself uniquely in the market that separates you from all the other goons that are selling a product or service similar to you. So if you don't have a USP, you need to get one, you need to find one, because having a USP will allow you to write a statement and present that statement to your market that will identify you as being different from everyone else, and you have something different that solves that problem. I'm just reading a paragraph here of a note that I took. Okay, if you want to write a sales message, and this is the world's shortest and fastest and simplest copywriting lesson I can deliver on the internet, and that is, you need to have this mindset when you are writing a sales message, no matter what it's for. If I was at a bar and you sat down next to me and you overheard me saying, hey, I have this problem, and you knew what the answer to that would be, how would you respond to those two people having that conversation? So you got two people at a bar, you're hearing them talk about a problem they have. You know how to solve that problem. How would you go up and speak to that person? You need to have that type of mindset when you're putting your advertising and marketing together, because if you try and use big, lofty words, if you try and sound fancy, you're going to blow over the top of 80% of your target market. So the way you need to position yourself when you are solving a problem is, if I was at a bar and you sat down next to me, but I was talking to my friend on the opposite side, and you overheard me say, I have this problem, but you know the answer, how exactly would you go about sharing that with me? You wouldn't use big, lofty words. You say, hey man, I couldn't help but overhearing you describing a problem that you have. I've had the same problem myself, and here is what I've done. That's exactly what you need to do in your advertising and in your marketing. You need to talk to people like you're having a one-to-one conversation, and it's just me and you talking, which is a thing that John Carlton says. So here's a bit of a copywriting thing, or I should say advertising thing to have when you're putting, an advertising mindset for success. And these are 8 things that you need to write down. In fact, it'll be handy if you crack open a laptop or a tablet device of some sort, or you got a notepad and pen, because these are 8 questions you need to ask yourself every time you write a piece of advertising. Number 1, why should anyone do business with me? Number 2, what is the biggest benefit that I offer? Number 3, why should anyone get it off me, the product or service? Number 4, this is more or less a tactic and strategy. If you come up with a headline for your advertising, find someone that has nothing to do with your business and read them the headline that you've come up with and ask them if it makes any sense. So this is a great question to ask yourself, and there's 2 blank spaces that I'll leave in there, and those 2 blank spaces will become obvious to you why I've left them blank, but this is a question you need to ask yourself. The benefit of my product or service is, fill in the blank, so I can fill in the blank. Number 6, what is the problem that I'm solving? If you want to try and find out how to do a USP benefit orientated type sales message, the mindset you need to have is I was just like you. Number 8, if you're stuck on writing a sales message for what it is, summarize how it works in bullet form. Now what I'm going to do is offer this bottom half here to excuse me. So this bottom half here is basically a template you can use to write some advertising for yourself or write a script. So there's 11 things you need to cover, excuse me, when you write a script. And I'm going to read out what could be termed as, you could type these out on a Word document and you could fill in the blank after. Okay, so do excuse me. Rather warm today. So if you write these 11 things down, it'll form a template, the basis, the foundation of how to put together a sales message. Because you'll have the question and then you've got to fill in the blank by answering that question. Number 1, here is what I've got. And then describe the product or service. Describe what it is that you have. Number 2, what it can do for you. So actually type this out. What it can do for you is, and then describe what it can do for you. Here is why I'm the go-to person and why you should get it from me. And then describe and then answer it yourself. The reason why you should get it off me is because, all right? Then the next thing you write is, here is the story of my product or service. Here are the details. So you offer the details. Here is how you can get it. So with every sales message, you have to tell people to take a course of action. And so this is point 6. Here is how you can get it. Tell them how to get it. And describe to them what happens when they are ordering it. When you go here to click, when you hit the click here to order button, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to ask you for your credit card, so please make sure you've got your credit card information handy. And after you make the purchase, this is what's going to happen afterwards. So you tell them what to expect. Don't just lead them to a sale, lead them to a sale and then lead them to what happens after the sale. That way they become fully informed and they are more confident in making that buying decision with you, because you are telling them, hey, click here to order, but not only am I asking you for your money, but I'm telling you what's going to happen after you order. This is what I'm going to do. These are the sequences that are going to follow after your purchase, so you know exactly what's going to happen. You know where you stand. By doing that, people will be more confident about what happens, and they'll be more confident about making a purchase because they will know what to expect. And when they experience those things that you've laid out, they'll go, wow, this guy was right. It happened exactly like this. It also establishes credibility. Number 7, find out what the passionate sweet spot is of your buyers, of your customers. What is it that they are passionate about that particular product or service? If you can describe, or if you can further elaborate on that passion or include a part of that passion in the sales process, and they can pick up on it, you will not only establish more credibility and rapport, you'll boost your sales just with that, by answering that one thing. Number 8, what hook to get them in? What is your USP? So you'll leave that down at number 8, because by having a hook or a USP, you can use that as a statement to get them to buy, because you're telling them what is unique about you and what makes you unique and different from all the other people selling a similar product or service that you have. Then the last three things are really things to help tie up the sales message that you're putting together, which is credibility. You've got to make sure you cover your credibility, which is who am I and why you should believe me. Always have some bullet points involved. And the last thing you do is the offer. You ask for the sale. You don't start leading someone through the sales process and you don't give them a final instruction after you've finished telling them what happens as well. So the next thing I want to share with you guys, and in fact, I might make it a separate video because we're already at 15 minutes. Yeah, we'll can this and I'll make this a 2-part video, so stand by.